So the question is it possible that we're going to see IoT in the house? Is it going to be very pervasive? Is it going to be now, or is it going to be 10 years in the future? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Early this morning, I'll ask the questions about, I post a status whereby if there is any burning questions, about IoT, what exactly that you would like to ask. There are several questions but I would like to answer maybe one of them. It's regarding IoT in the house. These questions are being posed by Ahmad Kushairi and also Dayang. So the question is it possible that we're going to see IoT in the house? Is it going to be very pervasive? Is it going to be now, or is it going to be 10 years in the future? Well, probably you didn't realize, but you might even already have an IoT service or solutions inside your house. For example, when your television have the access, the capability to become smart, they have Wi-Fi. Your TV itself is actually an IoT device. So it connects to the internet, and maybe it doesn't have any other sensors, but most likely if you have device which have sensors, for example lighting. I give an example. I've been using my weighing machine, which is wireless weighing machine. It connects to my Wi-Fi. It has many sensors that it measures my weight, my BMI. Even it has gas sensors that detect the level of carbon dioxide, even a temperature. So while taking my weight measurement early in the morning, it will simultaneously measure the rest of the condition of the environment inside the house. So it will tell you whether you are healthy or not. Well, I've been doing that for the last maybe 4 or 5 years using that device. I also have blood pressure, which is also wireless, that I can measure this every day, and it sends the data to my mobile phone. I have a speaker which is also wireless that connects to the internet, and you can give any instructions, and it can also control the lighting in the house. So in fact, it's not the question of when, it's already here. It's the question of who will be the first to embrace or adapt, smart homes. Consumer IoT is slightly different from enterprise IoT, because consumer IoT is very trendy. Things or devices that you have purchased can be obsolete within a year or even 2, because new products or solutions will be introduced, be offered by different competitors. So you most likely will not use the device for a very long time. In fact, if you look at the innovation cycle, there are different kind of adoption rate. So you can take a look at the innovators. These are the people who, the moment they see new products in the market, they will be the first one to buy it and use it. So this percentage of people is very small, and they are the risk taker. They will love to use anything which is very new, and they want to be the first. Okay, example is myself lah. I will be one of the first person who feels that, okay, I would like to test it out. I would like to understand how it works, and maybe I say, oh, I'm one of the first early adopters who will be using this, and I know that most of the time that this device will not last long. So I've been purchasing a lot of these IoT devices which have been introduced in Kickstarter, for example. There's a lot of new projects, new ideas which they have created, and they are the first one who introduces to the market. And if you are lucky, these products will be commercialized and that company will sustain, and you will see this company will be very successful. For example, Fitbit. I've been using Fitbit when it first introduced in Kickstarter. So, but now I'm not been using it. But Fitbit have been the early users of smart devices, smart wearables. And yes, at that time they don't even have a way for you to synchronize your data easily to the cloud. You must have a cable to do that. So now you can see a lot of fitness devices on the market. So consumer devices are very trendy. And so the next level of a group of people are the early adopters. These early adopters, after they see this something which is useful for them, they might buy it. And then you have the majority adopters who feels that everyone is catching up and they would like to use and buy these items too. But then you see the late majority adopters who are, after the peak period, you see these people just feel that, hey, I don't want to be left behind, but the product is already in the maturity stage, very mature. So most likely it will be obsolete quite soon. But since they are the late adopters, they might get frustrated when the product will be obsolete in 1 year's time. So don't be like the laggards who just don't believe in this kind of solutions and they don't want to embrace it. If they buy it, they will get really frustrated because the product will not going to be supported anymore. So you will see that these are different people, different market segment that you might want to take a look at when introduce IoT solutions, because IoT in smart homes are so very new, very new, and not that easy for any layman or any the public to install, configure the device inside the house. Sometimes you need a technician, you need someone to be more technically skilled to understand of how to connect to your network and how to configure the device. So that's why IoT in smart homes is not that easy unless the company who introduced these services make it very seamless for you to install, configure, and also use it in your home. So that's why you are seeing companies like who are very specialized in areas in homes. For example, your electrical appliance or entertainment devices at home, your TV, your fridge and all that. Samsung, for example, Apple. Samsung is more on the home side. So you see they evolve from the home, and now they are embedding their appliances with connectivity, with sensors, and they are moving towards making your experience in your home much better with IoT solutions. Apple, for example, so they are more on the computing side and more on the entertainment. So that's why you see devices from the iPad, your smartphone, your Apple TV, your computers are now easily can be used in the house. So you see now they have already something like Alexa or Home Pod that they can control using your voice. So you see Amazon coming in, and you see they have Dot, something that you can press a button and instantly they make order for you, order to the Amazon store, and they can send it immediately. So these are some of the things that you see bigger companies who have been in their business for many years are now moving towards IoT. So that's the question. So the question is, when exactly that we will see IoT it depends. Your country, in Malaysia, the people are still skeptical about having devices being connected and being accessible through outside. So you might have so much skepticism, and IoT will not be pervasive enough in Malaysia. But if you're open, you would like more security, you would like to have experience much better in terms of the house that can make you comfortable living in a house, then that kind of country will have easier and a faster way of adoption rate in IoT means in the homes. So it can be in the range. Even now I've been using that, and I love to see more and more devices which is cheaper. Okay, that's one thing that I would like to mention about the 10x factor. Things that you have been using previously, for example, a door knock, a lock, which is like, for example, a 10 ringgit door lock, the lock. And if you make the door into an IoT device, which you can remotely open the door, open the lock remotely using an application, using an IoT solution, if it costs 100 ringgit, people will not buy it, because the same solution can be purchased using the traditional way of buying a lock. So 10 ringgit and 100 ringgit doesn't make sense for the consumer. But if the price of that lock, of the intelligent or smart lock, can be equivalent to the current lock, like 10 ringgit for example, then you will see that it's going to be very, very pervasive, and people will certainly want to buy that. So that's how you will see if that 10x factor can be reduced to become same as what we have been using now. Solutions will be more acceptable by the consumers. Consumers are a different kind of animal. They purchase things because of their emotional things. Sometimes they just buy it because of certain brand. They just buy it for certain ego. For example, they buy things because they just simply wants to be seen as something. They are the forefront. They are the leader. They want to be the first. So unlike in enterprise IoT, people make decisions because they want to save costs. They want to increase productivity, to reduce any errors, to have a long-term relationship with the customers and all that. So the decision-making process between enterprise IoT and consumer IoT is so much different. So guys, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Again, I would like to say Selamat Hari Raya. Even though in Malaysia, Raya is 1 month kan? Okay, my voice is, I'm losing my voice, I think, a bit coughing and all that. So, if that's the case, I would like to say thank you very much. See you next time in Jom Pakai IoT. Bye.